Welcome to this edition of the Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. Thanks for being here. I'm Norm Wamer. This is Big John Milkowski. This is Mortgage Marty Ben. And we apologize for not being here last week. It was circumstances beyond my control. So
I apologize for laughing because we were quoting Heartbreak Ridge quotes before the show as a tune-up, and there's some funny stuff there.
If you do want to catch last week's show, it is on YouTube. So if you haven't done so, go to YouTube, put my name in, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and in case this ever happens again, then you'll know exactly where it's at. All right. Let's start with the conference championship games.
Which part?
Well, first of all, neither one was really that close.
No, but the Kansas City Chiefs, it's the tale of two Chiefs, or the three Chiefs, or whatever else, because they seem to only play better when they get down, and then Green Bay, never mind, I'm not even going to get into the
Go right ahead.
Aaron Rodgers,
Go right ahead.
The playoff version of Matt Statfiller accusations that we traded 100.
You know how many
He was 30
games?
of 36 after he was down a zillion.
How many playoff games Stafford has won?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
He's won none.
John, help me here. Let's ignore him together for a minute.
No, we're not going to ignore the host of the show.
Yes, we are for a moment.
No, we're not.
Can we agree that Aaron Rodgers stunk the entire first half?
Yes.
He got strip sacked from the front. Unforgivable. And then the pick was thrown to who knows who behind
him.
And by then the game is over. So then he has an epic second half where because they didn't care, because they were just saying, well, just keep eating the clock and we'll beat you. And then all I said is he's overrated because he's not a generational quarterback. He's a really great quarterback, but he's not the best quarterback of our last 10 years. He's the most talented quarterback, but not the best.
I didn't say he was the best.
You're telling me a lot of people don't think in the last 10 years he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
I don't know. I can't speak for a lot of people.
No, I mean, a lot of people talk about at least the most gifted quarterback.
Well, he is gifted.
I don't know if I buy that either.
Jeff George was also gifted.
I would say Lamar Jackson would be the most gifted quarterback.
Well, now.
Okay, in the last year, you wouldn't even said that last year. You said, well, he's an athlete, but he can't throw the ball. And now we know that that's not true.
But, I mean, if he was a generational talent or so good, he should be dragging these teams with him.
He did. They were 13-3. That team is not a 13-3 team.
But John Elway got them all the way to the Super Bowl.
They don't have defense.
Did John Elway's teams?
John Elway had no defense isn't why they got beat. I understand.
Yes, it was. Because Mostert had 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. That wasn't why they got beat?
Well, because Patrick Mahomes is able to overcome that because he can actually score when the other team scores, and Aaron Rodgers couldn't score until it didn't matter.
Mahomes has a lot more weapons than Aaron Rodgers does. Rodgers has got a receiver and a half. He's got Devontae Adams, and he's got a way over the hill Jimmy Graham. That's it.
And how many teams did Tom Brady take to Super Bowls that had no wide receiver?
I didn't say he was Tom Brady. And New England had the better defenses then, too, than what Green Bay had.
He's the playoff match that.
See, this happens again, and this really bothers me, because when you get somebody who's as good as Aaron Rodgers is, his teams in the regular season will overachieve. That team was not a 13-3 team. The only reason they were 13-3 was because of Aaron Rodgers. So then when they get to the conference championship game, can I finish, please? Thank you. When they get to the conference championship game, they're overmatched. And now you're going to blame it on Aaron Rodgers because they're overmatched and he got them farther than they should have been in the first place. Makes no sense.
I'm going to blame it on Aaron Rodgers because he stunk in the first half. And had he
I know you're going to blame it on Aaron Rodgers.
Had he not stunk, they'd have been in that game.
It doesn't matter. If Mostert's running for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns, it was not going to matter.
But let's go to the other game. If Derrick Henry runs for 220, Patrick Mahomes still has him in that game.
It's got nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay game. 0.
Well, generational quarterback. Mahomes, I think, is a generational quarterback, and I don't think anymore. I used to be of the Aaron Rodgers is great camp. I'm now of the Aaron Rodgers is a talent who doesn't know how to win football games.
13-3. He's got a ring. He's 10-7 in the playoffs. It's not like he's never won a playoff game.
It's barely above
like
5.
Stafford.
Barely above 5.
You think if What are the Cowboys in the playoffs here in the last 20 years?
Hey, you're the Romo hater. Put Rodgers' numbers against Romo, and they're comparable. And you say is great, and the other one you say is not.
If you put Aaron Rodgers on Kansas City, do you think they're in the Super Bowl?
No.
Please.
Because Aaron Rodgers doesn't make that 36.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Please help
With
me.
those weapons, are you kidding me?
John, please help me.
No, I got to agree. If Aaron Rodgers is playing on Kansas City, they do win.
Are they in the Super Bowl?
But probably. But not because of Aaron Rodgers.
And are the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because of Mahomes? Because Alex Smith had the same roster with a better running back and couldn't get him there.
Nah, he didn't have the same. He didn't have the Tyreek Hill of now. Well,
Mahomes is a better quarterback than Alex Smith. What's your point?
I'm saying it's all about the roster. No.
What is about the roster? You're going to find that out when Burrow gets drafted by the Bengals.
And they go 4-12. Browns fans, zip it. Yes, they'll improve and be 4-12.
Do you really think that Green Bay team's a 13-3 team?
You are what the record is.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
I'm just saying he's overrated. Which, you have Baseball Hall of Fame. Is Derek Jeter overrated? I think is a relevant conversation.
Got nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. You think Dallas is a better team than Oakland?
Dallas has more talent than Oakland.
That's not what I asked.
No, they're the same team because they both stunk.
They're both 7-9.
But Dallas should have been. Dallas should have been a playoff team and gone deep in the playoffs.
Coulda.
Yeah.
See, if they had Aaron Rodgers, they probably would have been in the playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers is going to watch the Super Bowl again, which he's done quite a bit.
He's been in the playoffs how many times? He got that team to the conference championship game. Are you kidding me? That team doesn't belong there.
What?
What?
Who was better? Russell Wilson's cast of whatevers?
They beat Russell Wilson.
I understand that, but Russell Wilson had more talent around him? Oh, yeah. Look, he's thinking about that one.
It's a good question.
No, he did not.
Well, Wilson didn't even have a running back. At least the Packers had a running back.
Okay, thank you. Continue on. Okay, what were the other NFC teams? Carson Wentz.
And they lost.
Name me a receiver
Seattle
that
lost.
anyone would ever take
So when they win, it has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers, but only when they lose does it have something with Aaron Rodgers. You sound just like Skip Bayless. You are Cowboys in a pod.
I am not Cowboys
You
in a
are
pod.
Skip
No.
Bayless.
Carson
You're
Wentz won
Toledo's
a
version
division
of Skip
with
Bayless.
3 guys that no one even knows were on practice squads at the beginning
So
of the
next
year.
segment, you're going to rip on LeBron for a half hour. Is that it?
Stop it.
Please. Time out. We'll come back. I'll try to get my hands off of Marty's throat during the commercial. It's a Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. And get 25 wings for $18.75.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
Are you hungry? Of course you are. Want pizza? Yeah, you do. And there's no better place to go for hot, fresh pizza than Mike's Pizza and More. From pizza and wings to subs and salads, Mike's has everything you need to provide the family dinner tonight. Whether it's carry-out or delivery, our family-owned business has been happily serving the Holland area for years. And with our new location, we now proudly serve the Oregon area. Should you call Mike's Pizza and More right now? Yeah, you should.
It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo on Sunday, February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. From 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., it's your chance to see what it's like to be a pro wrestler at our Powerbomb Wrestling All Ages Fantasy Camp. Then at 5 p.m., it's February Fury with all 4 titles on the line. Check out our brand new website. It is powerbombwrestling.net, powerbombwrestling.net. It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo. It's Sunday, February the 9th, St. Clemens Hall with Powerbomb Wrestling. Back we are for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Choke yourself. Choke yourself.
No, it'd be over something more important than that.
What was that? What movie was that? Is that from Heartbreak Ridge? Choke yourself?
No.
Oh, no, it's from Full Metal Jacket, remember? You got to lean on it and choke yourself? Yes.
Never saw it. Sorry.
Never mind. Continue.
Marty got to do his movie reviews now today. Super Bowl set.
Now we got to wait 2 weeks, which is stupid.
Well, by the time this airs, it's only 1 more week. So
Well,
It's still, no, it's fantastic because it gives all kinds of time for
Because you get
hype
that
and
Pro Bowl
topic.
in the middle that everybody's all excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Listen, the longer football season goes, the happier I am. And if you XFL this, I'm going to put my hands around your throat. But I'm saying the longer football goes, because then we can go right to the draft, which is what the NFL wants, and then we've got like 3 weeks
Draft
before
until
training
April.
camp starts. I
Oh,
understand.
the NFL draft now is until the end of April.
Yeah, you got
I understand, but
2 full
we're
months.
still talking. Yeah, but that's the new talk. So then after the
Well, that's when
draft,
spring
we got,
training starts, and then you start breaking down the Tigers roster, and
Other than throwing it in
My point about why I want the NFL season to go as long as possible, because as a fellow Tiger fan, I'm not interested in breaking down the roster.
other than just throwing the Pro Bowl in the ash can, in the garbage can, what do you do with it?
nothing.
There's another choice.
I mean, the players don't want to play. The fans don't want to play.
Make it stop. End it.
Can't you just do like NFL rookies against college seniors or something?
Well, they remember when they did that in the late 90s?
What college senior is going to want to risk getting injured in that
Yeah.
game if they don't want to get injured in the
Remember
bowl
The
game?
ones that aren't going to get drafted in the first 5 rounds, those are the ones that would do it.
Remember in the late 90s
but
when
that-
they did
but
that,
that-
and Robert Edwards blew out his knee playing in a
Yeah. What-
playing on the beach, and I mean he had a really good rookie season with the Patriots.
They just tried a version of what you're saying. It's whatever league just
you
went
mean beach
defunct.
football?
Yeah, they were
Well,
playing
I'm
on the
not
beach.
talking
They
about
blew
beach
out his
football.
knee. Well, but that's what they did. They
Talking
did
about
rookies.
real football.
Well, they did rookies in the game, and guy blew out his knee and ended his career.
Here's the thing. I would rather they have the Victoria's Secret Pro Bowl the week between. the
lingerie bowl?
Yes, I would rather a version of lingerie bowl. Leave it off. Stop it. And honey, yes, I said that, and I regret it.
Yeah, but Tom Brady would look stupid in lingerie.
What do you
Oh,
look-
that's not what you meant. Okay.
Would he look dumber in lingerie or a Chargers uniform? I mean, where's he going this week?
Don't know.
Stop it. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl because I like different styles and strength on strength, and I think this is a very interesting matchup. I actually am looking forward to the Super Bowl, and I don't normally say that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. And, you know, even the odds makers only have a 1-2 point favorite.
By the way, apparently the whole edge rushers can't make a difference argument falls a little aside when Nick Bosa gets drafted and your team makes a Super Bowl the next
Who
year.
says that?
Well, you were the one that Khalil Mack doesn't move the needle by 0.25 points a game or whatever.
What was the Bears' record?
I know. It's an outlier.
It's not mine. That's Vegas.
Joey Bosa also has other rushers around him to make a
It's
difference.
Nick. I did this. It's my fault.
Whatever.
It's Nick.
Whichever
one of the
one.
Bosas.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
One
I
of
don't
the,
know.
One of the guys.
Joey Nick. What's the difference?
Whatever.
Interchangeable.
So he's the only reason the defense stops anybody. Is that it? Or
I don't know.
you brought it up.
Here's the thing, and this is only because my phone is melted down with all the. What are the Browns doing? Help me, because I'm
Hiring a
gonna,
yes man is what they're doing.
I'm going to be quiet now because I'm tired of all of you blowing up my phone. I have no idea,
They hired a yes man.
but it can't fix the dysfunctional front office, right?
Well, no, they didn't want to. Josh McDaniel came in and said, well, if I'm going to take this job, we need to redo this whole thing. And they said, no, we're good. we like the direction we're going. We're good.
So what you're saying is this is like a poor man's Jerry Jones,
Yeah, pretty much.
right? Because Jerry can get Dallas to 8-8 year after year after year after year and make a lot of money, and the Browns can get you to 4-12 year after year after year after year.
Come on,
But
they were 6-10.
4-12 year after year. I'm averaging it because the Cowboys went 13-3 a couple years ago with Romo, and then got jobbed by the Aaron Rodgers not catch against Dez.
Yeah.
Got jobbed by the refs. Yes.
By that terrible quarterback in Green Bay.
They got jobbed because Dez caught the ball. It's a whole separate conversation. I'm just trying to figure out where you're going to get to, because apparently if you're unwilling to change, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting
Didn't
different
they
results.
say that they liked their system?
Yes.
They wanted to keep their system.
And he,
4-12.
Wait, that's what I mean.
Right.
What is there about the system to like when you're 6-10?
But it's almost like telling a bunch of people in Cleveland, hey, we know you're going to show up no matter what. Hey, we know you'll keep buying tickets. And hey, apparently it doesn't matter if we perform. Again, stay off my phone. I'm not trying to hurt. I feel, at this point in time, I feel like it's like Munchausen's or something. Or what's that?
I understand assistant coaches want to take head coaching jobs, but why? Why? Why would you do it? Why? You're getting set up to fail.
hey, if they're going to give you a 6-year contract and fire you after a year,
That is my dream job. He's got me on that one.
sounds like a dream to
Backup
me.
quarterback or assistant coach?
Yeah, but you're
Because
gonna-
backup quarterback, you might actually have to get hit.
Yeah.
You're gonna-
Assistant coach, you don't have to get hit.
You're going to age in dog years, though. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, he's got to go in. He's got to meet with the owner every Friday and show him his game. I mean, you're going to a
He's
guy
gotta
who
show
owns
the
gas
owner his
stations.
game plan
Yes.
on Fridays.
And then he's got to go back and figure out what went wrong
And then
with it on Monday or
he
Tuesday.
has to sit down with the owner and explain what he did. This is a guy that owns gas stations. This isn't a football guy.
A guy who owns gas stations who's cheated on his gas tax repeatedly and almost ended up in jail over it. So he doesn't even do that well.
He forgot.
They didn't even know you couldn't text from the sideline. I was at that game. Dysfunctional. I appreciate the Browns being in the NFL because it makes me feel less bad to have Jerry as an owner.
Well, he should understand then why the offense is low on fuel. It's bad, I know.
Oh, that was perfect.
Bad. All right. I don't know if anybody saw this or not. It kind of a little under the radar here. Aaron Hernandez, they dissected his brain.
Worst ever, right?
And come to find out, yeah, when it comes to CTE and the protein that causes all kinds of problems, they hadn't seen a brain that looked like that in anybody under 46 years old, and he was 27. And you can go on the internet and look it up and look at the damage and all that, and it's apparently when they gave the results, the doctors and stuff that were in the audience gasped. I mean, doctors that see pretty much everything, gasped.
Went, wow. Well, it certainly changes the conversation about what happened and whether he was just a thug. And I mean, some of the other, I mean, it makes you stop and think. And for me, for us, I think, as both people who are involved in football and have kids who play football, it makes you stop and think a lot about how you judge a lot of things you see going on.
Oh, I flat out told Ian that I was glad he wasn't at the point where like Division III colleges were recruiting him, because I don't think I could, with a good conscience, want him to go play 4 years of Division III football. And just, more hitting, and
I know we've had a fun show, and I don't want to be sober Saturday night, but when you sent that to me, I was sitting thinking, we all argue about the little nuances of the crown of the helmet on a hit and whether it takes the football out of the game. And then I read that story and I thought, the hell with it. Call targeting on anything where it looks like you're leading with your helmet, and quit leading with your helmet anymore and call it all, because I don't want anyone to go through that. I don't want my son, your son, I don't want an 8th grader. So anytime somebody dips their head, it's almost like I'm going to have a hard time next year watching a football game and saying that's football, because anymore I don't want that to be football.
Well,
because when I read that story, I thought, I don't want that to be your son, my son, your nephew, I don't want it.
Well, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the sport's fine," but the more information like this comes out, the more parents you're going to have saying, "No, you're not playing."
But if there was a
big
generation of
factor,
people that learned to tackle rugby style, I think it would diminish this by a significant amount. And the problem is we're not going to have stats on that for 20 years because it takes that long to weed out the built-in I mean, we've talked about this off the air how many times about what we knew just in local Pee Wee leagues 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And those are kids that are just getting into college today. So, how long does it take to weed that out and to get down to that level where you just don't use your head in the tackle
Well,
anymore?
and just last week we had Luke Kuechly retire at 27, 28.
Yep.
I mean,
And when you see the Aaron Hernandez story, that looks like a much better decision.
Yep. We'll take a timeout. I know we're way over. We'll come back, talk a little baseball before we get on out. It's Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. Now get your Ralphie's delivered to you with DoorDash.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
Are you hungry? Of course you are. Want pizza? Yeah, you do. And there's no better place to go for hot, fresh pizza than Mike's Pizza and More. From pizza and wings to subs and salads, Mike's has everything you need to provide the family dinner tonight. Whether it's carry-out or delivery, our family-owned business has been happily serving the Holland area for years. And with our new location, we now proudly serve the Oregon area. Should you call Mike's Pizza and More right now? Yeah, you should.
It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo on Sunday, February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. From 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., it's your chance to see what it's like to be a pro wrestler at our Powerbomb Wrestling All Ages Fantasy Camp. Then at 5 p.m., it's February Fury with all 4 titles on the line. Check out our brand new website. It is powerbombwrestling.net, powerbombwrestling.net. It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo. It's Sunday, February the 9th, St. Clemens Hall with Powerbomb Wrestling. And welcome back for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm, John, Marty, or you can see that on the screen probably. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't forget. Yeah, Ralphie's.
Half off appetizers.
After 9.
10-count wings for half price.
2 to 5 weekdays.
See, yeah.
Getting good at this.
Good place to go, just hang out. I need one of those days where you get there about 11 a.m. and start drinking. And you stay till close.
Next Sunday. it's the quintessential day for that.
That's right.
And then Uber or Lyft or some version of all the above. Just don't drive.
And I want to mention, too, the next Powerbomb Wrestling event comes up on February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. It's a Sunday. We're also going to do an all-ages fantasy camp once again from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. $40. You also get a ticket to the event later in the day and your chance to find out what it's like to be a professional wrestler. PowerbombWrestling.net is the new website, PowerbombWrestling.net. Any problems with Larry Walker getting in the Hall of Fame?
Nope. I'm sort of indifferent. Like, if he didn't get in, I wouldn't be upset, and if he got in, I would not upset either way.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the best players in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, got the whole Coors Field stat anomaly.
See, I knew somebody would bring it up, and Skip would right over here. And
Stop.
Or Marty, I'm sorry. If you look at the home road splits, he had a 370 OB on the road and 495 slugging on the road, which is very good.
Yeah, and Keith Olbermann had a thing on Twitter. If you take out his Coors Field at bats, he's still, I mean, it averages over 300. His on base is up to 380 or something. I mean. Yeah,
I like I said, I'm indifferent. I just think, it's the little asterisk by his name.
Yeah.
Which, since you guys are baseball guys, so help me with this.
And a beyond terrific defensive player.
Yes.
So the Jeter debate. So I'm really stuck on this one.
What's the debate?
No, wait, because the Hall voters in the past have been ridiculous. So the fact that Babe Ruth wasn't unanimous or whatever, right? So they've set this ridiculous precedent. So now one guy says Jeter's not a Hall of Famer because he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer because of this ridiculous precedent that other idiots set before it, and yet we're arguing about whether he should be unanimous. And he's a great player, but he's not he's not the best shortstop ever and all that. So I'm not upset that he wasn't unanimous, but I also think the rules in the past, like who wouldn't vote for him also? I'm really struggling with this baseball guy, so help me.
Okay, Ted Williams only got 93% of the vote.
How?
So 7% of the people didn't vote for Ted Williams.
What, because he was a jerk?
You know, Joe DiMaggio took 4 ballots to get in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, Mickey Mantle was under 90%. So was Sandy Koufax.
Part of the problem becomes...
But how is that defensible?
Well, part of the problem becomes that you can only vote for so many players. So say you got somebody down ballot that you want to keep on the ballot, and you know Jeter's going to get in anyway. You might give that vote to somebody else because Jeter's already going to be in.
And I'm fine with the pity vote or whatever. You know, if you want to throw a vote to... a guy who was good to you when you were covering the team.
Well, no, I mean, Lou Whitaker was 1 year and off the ballot.
Well, but I'm talking about the guys
what I'm saying? I mean,
Jose Valverde got 0 votes, which, for a guy that wore a hot dog uniform in Toledo, I think is a crime. He should have gotten at least 1 vote. But, if somebody had thrown a vote to Jose Valverde because he was good to him while he covered him or whatever, that's fine. And, Mariano Rivera, I can understand. I mean, he was the best player ever to play that position. Best relief pitcher ever. So, Derek Jeter's not.
Right. So I'm not upset, but the idea that he's not a Hall of Famer is also stupid to me. So I wrestle with this whole thing. Like, who thinks he's not a Hall of Famer?
Well, statistically, if you look at Jeter, if you take out the postseason, which is a lot, Trammell is a better player. But you really can't necessarily take out the postseason where he had some 600 or so plate appearances and
but also,
and performed extremely well.
But he was early in his career, he was okay defensively. Late in his career, he was not, and he refused to move off shortstop when they got A-Rod, who was a much better defender. So, not that would keep him out of the Hall of Fame, but
so you're saying he was a diva?
Yeah. You think so? Have you seen
I tried to draw the Aaron Rodgers comparison in the first segment. Norm wouldn't let me.
Well, I think we know why Alex Rodriguez was better. But that's another story.
Well, have you seen the lineup of the women that Derek Jeter dated too?
Well, the herpes tree's a better one. if you get on there, the Jeter herpes trees.
I like the fact that he gives gift baskets. Or used to.
Except the fact that he gave the same gift basket to the same girl because she visited at 2 different times, separated by enough that he didn't remember that he gave her one.
But he still may have been over his skis with Hannah Davis. I'm just saying. How much time we got?
Jeter and Will, Hall of Famers.
50? I still didn't hear what
electronic. It says electronic strike zone. I'm in favor of it. Let's just make it happen. I'm sure John hates it.
They're going to experiment with it in spring training.
But the umpires are still calling balls and strikes.
Which defeats the entire purpose.
Well, I assume what they're going to do is just use it and see how different it is, how off the umpires are, is my guess. Set up the actual system.
Mercifully, we haven't
all been watching the square for the last 10 years.
Coming your way next. We're just going to keep talking. We'll see you next week back here. Toledo's only sports talk on broadcast TV for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.